Well, welcome back as the Cleveland Browns stand by their rookie quarterback Johnny Manziel following his decision to enter treatment. Today, we're learning more about how and why he made that choice. The Cleveland Plain Dealer is reporting Manziel decided to seek treatment early last week after, quote, finally raised his hand and admitted to his family and to the Browns that he needed help, that it was time to go to inpatient rehab for his possible dependence on alcohol. NBC News has not independently verified that his team and family are continuing, though, to ask for privacy. But while Manziel is certainly not the first professional athlete to make this choice, his decision is sparking interest across the country following a season of multiple highly publicized off-the-field issues for one of the most anticipated rookies in the league. And joining me now, Chris Chase, a writer for USA Today's sports site, The Win. Chris, good to see you.
Thanks for having me, Tamron.
All right, so again, they're asking for privacy, but Johnny Manziel has lived his life very publicly. If anyone's followed him from high school on to this journey, he's been somewhat of a legend and perhaps to his own peril here. What do we know, though, about this decision, at least from perhaps the team and players, what you're hearing on the ground?
Well, so far there has not been much said except for the report that you cited. And there's a very key, interesting wording in there. They didn't say alcoholism. They said possible dependence on alcohol, which is different. But the fact that Johnny Manziel went in voluntarily is what's important here, if that is indeed true. Because as a 22-year-old, to admit that you might have a problem with alcohol, especially when you're known for your partying ways. I mean, this is a guy who hangs out with Justin Bieber and Floyd Mayweather. He's friends with LeBron James. He tweets pictures of himself in VIP sections of clubs holding stacks of money. So for him to admit that he has a problem, especially when he could and had a chance to become the Cleveland Browns starting quarterback next year, that's a good sign that at least he understands that he's not right and something needs to happen.
I mean, you named a laundry list of people that he was hanging out with. Of course, there's nothing wrong with having other celebrity friends, sports friends. LeBron James, for example, one of the people you named, tweeted out, I haven't talked to him, but as a friend, I support him. I want him to get better. As friends and family, we all believe in him, and this is a good step. If this is the route he's going to take, that's a comment, I should say, that he gave earlier on it. LeBron James has, lived by all accounts, a straight, narrow lifestyle, straight, clean life, and it has been an exemplary athlete. But is it that Johnny Manziel perhaps had too much too fast?
Well, it could be. LeBron is the polar opposite of Johnny Manziel when it comes to that. Manziel himself has admitted that the pressure he put on himself with the bravado, with the money Manziel signs, with talking trash, and with, vying to be a Brown starting quarterback, he thinks this might have had an effect. His father has told ESPN the magazine that he thinks his son drinks because he's under too much pressure. So whereas LeBron was, amazingly, because he was touted as a great NBA prospect from when he was 14 on, and he's never had an issue off the court as it is. Manziel has had a handful, and he still hasn't even played much in the NFL. And when he has, it's been a disappointment.
Does it seem to you behind the scenes that the Browns still really support him? To your point, he had the injury, started one game before the injury. I don't want to run through the laundry list of antics, but we know them. If you're a football fan and been following this kid's career, you know them very well. Do you think the Browns still have faith in him?
It's tough to say. There was the oversleeping. There was the time he was, late to meetings, which happens to a lot of people. I think the key one was when he was out at 2:36 in the morning and involved in an incident. And he was cleared of any wrongdoing, but the fact that he was out on a Saturday morning at 2:36 shows what kind of mentality he has. Tom Brady says he goes to bed by 8. Peyton Manning is probably up watching his iPad game film. So is Johnny Manziel dedicated enough, and are the Browns dedicated enough to him? You can say one thing for certain. Johnny Manziel might be on the Cleveland Browns roster come September, but he will not be their starting quarterback, despite having the door open for him because the team's quarterback last year is a free agent.